There we go. All right. Should kick up here pretty quick. There we go. All right. Let's see. Let's put chat over here. Chat. All right. Should be live. Let's see. Squeeze that over. Actually, I want to flip flop these. Let's put this one over here. Let's take the control panel part. Move that on this side. There we go. I like the control panel on this side instead. What is up, JPP? How you doing, brother? Sorry, I had to schmooze the cable company today so that I could have interwebs, so that I could do this. Seems to have a buzz in the audio. How about now? I had it plugged in and charging. Let's see. Cranked all the way up. There we go. Cunningham Customs, what's going on, good sir? How are you? Good to see you. Took me a couple of vacation days from work. Had a vehicle in the shop, so I was down a vehicle. It was in the shop. It should be done sometime today. They had to do some oil change and some brakes and stuff, so should be back to work. I'll be in late Monday, so if all goes well, I'll be in late Monday. Digital Dragon, good to see you, sir. How you doing? I'm not sure who all is streaming and whatnot. I was supposed to stream yesterday, and as I said, I had to kind of schmooze over the cable company so that I could have interwebs to stream today. So I needed to stream today to make up for my missed stream yesterday. For everybody who knows about some of the personal stuff going on, just know that there was some personal stuff that was going on yesterday, and still a little bit today, but we're able to get out here and stream. So here we are. Let me see here. I understand, Dan. We got back to find out we didn't have internet anymore either. AT&T phased it out, and we also had. Oh yes, yes. Well, I get that, good sir. If everyone, let's see. Everything goes to plan, you'll be getting the A1, not the mini. You're gonna get the full size A1. Sweet. Get the big guy if you can. If not, get the mini and enjoy it, because I enjoy my mini. It's back at work. It's in my office now. So I brought the mini to work. So Joel hangs out at work with me. He's been slamming out a bunch of the gators, the flexi gators. Let's see here. Yep. All right. Something looks familiar. I have no clue. I don't know what you're talking about. Or that right there. Nope, no clue. And then there's another one on the floor down there that is behind the chair that you probably, But kind of what I wanted to do, since this is actually my first getting back out here since the Murph weekend. So this is actually my first chance of actually getting back out here. Just picked up a piece of quartz for your workbench. Nice, Digital Dragon. Yeah, I don't remember. I picked this up at a rehab place. It was a busted piece. You can see the corner here is all broken and it's not a straight flat edge. And it was just sitting in with a pile of countertop stuff at a restore rehab shop. And I asked him, I said, hey, this doesn't have a sticker on it. So how much is it, free? And the girls kind of looked at each other and said, there's no sticker on it? I said, no, and you can see that it's like a broke off piece. It's just like the whole edge here is like busted. And they were like, you can have it. I was like, thank you very much. So it's big enough for most of the printing stuff I do, and it's quite solid. So I just set it here and work off of it as I need to. But yeah, a piece of quartz is definitely a nice piece to have. And you get the internet figured out. You're going to be uploading the VR interview. Nice. That'll be awesome. Just stopped by the local stone place, and they had a piece in the dumpster they gave you. Nice. May even get 3D printing gig out of them. Nice. Can't complain there, Digital Dragon. That's awesome. Yeah. So, gang, I wanted to talk about the obvious, like, the title of this stream, the 3D printing project or the 3D printer rehab project. Uh, 2 pieces of granite from a friend that does countertops. Yeah, I'd like to get me some like sink, uh, like where they cut out the sink, like one of those. I'd love to get a piece of that, like because the bigger sink, not like a little baby sink, but like a bigger sink cutout would be nice because then it'd be, you know, kind of cut well. I have to keep my eyes open. But what I was going to say is the 3D printer rehab project. What I plan to do, who's on board already from my chats at Murph, and who I still need to reach out to. I figured with Murph and with the um, we had Open Sauce, Murph, and Rapid TCT all in the last 2 weeks. So I figure I'm going to wait till you know sometime either later today or probably in the week over the weekend. I'll put together some emails and send those out and talk to some of my contacts at other places. I'll talk to Da from Libre, see if I can get him on board, and then talk to my contact at Big Tree Tech, see if I can get them to want to consider being a part of this. But what it's going to be is everybody's building new printers, everybody's building kits, and like newer kits, newer printers showing off newer tech. Nothing wrong with that. I quite enjoy those. But nobody's really doing like, hey, here's an old printer. Let's get it up and running again. Like there's always videos on like the older videos out there on this is how I built this printer. But there's really no like, hey, this printer's doing this. Let's just change it. So what I figured was I'm going to start rehabbing old printers. And because I have a bad habit of giving things away when I get them, I'm going to give them away to people who are maybe a little less fortunate that can't afford 3D printers and want to get into the 3D printing hobby, whether it be families that want to get into it, can't afford it, whether it's like boys and girls group, like the Boys and Girls Club or youth groups. Um, but the point is, I'm trying to rebuild these printers, get these printers, and give them to people who want to get into the hobby but don't have the ability, or groups that are helping maybe troubled youth that have too much energy. This will hopefully give them a better outlet. So that is the plan. Right now, as it stands at Murph, I did get a printer from Just Push Print. I actually got 3 printers I came home with. One is for the project. One is for JPP to give away on stream. They're going to set up either a stream or a contest or something, but they're going to have a printer to give away, which, speaking of JPP, we're going to talk about what you want done. Do you want it clipperized, marl, and all that stuff? We'll talk about that later. And then, obviously, this guy right here, which is Ender 5, which is converted to the Mercury, but there are some issues. So I am going to be reprinting all of the upper parts. I know that JPP wants it converted so the motors are on the front, not on the back. So I'm going to go look up some stuff for the Mercury and see what's out there, what we can do to flip everything and put the motors on the front instead of the back. So there's got to be something out there. Vince, good to see you, sir. I hope you're doing well, staying out of trouble, staying out of jail, all those good things. And again, because JPP is one of my members, thank you for being a member, good sir. If anybody else would like to be a member, I think it's like $2.99 is what I got it set at down there. Feel free. If you use Google Rewards, hey, by the way, guys, if you guys play the Google Rewards game on your phone, it's not a game, it's an app where you answer questions or surveys and they give you a little bit of money. You can actually answer the surveys, get some money, and pay for it that way. So technically, you're not even paying for it. It's just Google paying you for your time and then you giving that to me. So if you do that, thank you. Uh, DM me in Discord with a video link they found. Okay, not a problem, good sir. Sounds like a plan. But yeah, so the project is basically going to be a community-driven thing where if, like right now, there's a guy near me. He's in Chicago, so like a 2-hour drive. He's got 28 or 29 Ender style printers. He's selling them for 50 bucks a piece. And I'm like, oh, if I had money in the bank, I would go buy them all, bring them home, like rehab them and give them away. If anybody wants to help with that, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all down below. Feel free to send monies, and then I'll take a trip this weekend and pick up some printers. But if you have printers and you want to get them to me, it'll be one of those reach out to me, let me know. If I'm going to an event that you're going to be at, bring the printer to the event. Let me know you're bringing it. That way I can prepare for how to get it back. Whether it's, I'm driving out, so I'll bring a bigger vehicle so I have room to carry more stuff back with me. If I need to fly out, rent a U-Haul and come back with a U-Haul full of things, whatever the case may be. I mean, just you guys let me know what you guys want to do. If you have old, Enders or whatever, I don't care. Any old printer that's sitting around collecting dust that we can rehab, make it nice, make it shiny, make it new, and make it print again. And then we can give those away to pretty much anybody in the community that cannot afford to get into printing but wants to be in printing. That is my hope. I want to take some of that crazy pent-up energy that the youth have today and use that for good, So I know in talking with careful, printers tend to stow away in U-Hauls. Yes, I have no problem. I have no problem with if this takes off and it becomes like a big thing. Right now the plan is Tuesdays, Thursdays from 5 to 7, 2 hours a night. I'm going to stream from out here working on whatever project is on the table. We'll basically start to finish make that kind of happen. Bama Dad, I really love hearing about what you are doing for the people. Enter Hobby and Craft. Recently got Ender 5 from someone who sold it to me as a functional printer. Bama Dad, I don't know where this is going so much, but I hope it's a functional printer, and if not, we'll see what we can do to help you out. I was working on a Ender 5 Pro for a student at the school, and that was kind of what sparked the interest, and no, the Bear, I ended up leaving the Bear in Indiana. I did end up parting ways with the Bear printer. For those who remember, about 3 years ago, I built up a Bear printer, brought it to Murph, and then fast forward 3 years later, and the Murph is there. It was not functional, and he got you for 250 bucks. Well, Bama Dad, obviously, as in Bama Dad, I'm assuming Alabama. I'll see what I can do to help you out. You can always shoot emails to makermynexus@gmail.com. I don't have that set up, but you can shoot me an email, maybe show me some pictures of it, tell me a little description of what it's doing, and then please understand I am a busy guy. I work a full-time job. I have a wife. I have 4 daughters, 3 sons, 3 dogs, 11 cats. And when I come out here, this is about all the free time I have. So usually when I'm out here, I want to stream and share. So I will do my best to help you. If I cannot help you, I will see if there are people in the community that might be able to reach out and help you as well. So feel free to shoot me an email at makermynexus@gmail with, again, some photos of the printer so I can see the kind of physical condition of it. And then maybe what issues you're having with it so that we can kind of start troubleshooting some stuff. Or if you're feeling brave and you trust the postal system, feel free to send it up here. I'll rehab it for you, and basically you cover the shipping to me and back to you, and I will work on it, package it up, and send it back to you when it's done, and you can watch me work on it on streams, because right now I'm just trying to build a little stockpile of some work to do. So there's always that option as well. Just heard a lot of reasons to stay in the printing room with the door locked. LOL. Yes, Digital Dragon. When I come out here, I quite enjoy being out here. So I tend to want to. But back to what the plans are going to be. It's going to be Tuesdays, Thursdays, from 5 to 7 p.m. Central Standard. So keep that in mind wherever you're at. It is 5 to 7, 2 hours a night, 2 days a week. That way, my ADHD brain doesn't get the best of me and I don't suffer from burnout, and then I don't do this. And I want to keep doing this. So I need to set a schedule to keep myself focused and keep myself working on the project. Tonight's stream is more or less going to be just hanging out, explaining, talking to everybody, finding out how things were going. So never think of bothering you, but I will send you some pictures. Yeah, dude, no, it is not a problem. Here, let me do this. Sorry about that. Yeah, for whatever reason, I had these plugged in and charging, or I had these in my tote. I just unpacked them, but should be better now. There we go. But what I was saying is, I will do my best to try and help. So just send an email, make my access to Gmail. When I get time, I will peruse the information given and see if I have any great suggestions or things or places to start for you. And if not, I know a lot of people in the community, and if someone's got any other tidbits they can offer, I'll pass that along. But yeah, I just more or less wanted to stream tonight so that I could kind of make up for yesterday, because yesterday was supposed to be what we're doing now, which is talking about the project, talking about how I plan to work on these printers and give them to folks. I know in talking with JPP, he sent me back with an Ender 3. It's an OG Ender 3. He wants, we're going to rehab that one, get it cleaned up, ready to go. I'm going to get that to him along with his Mercury 1 here, which is Ender 5. So there's an Ender 5 right there that has a current Mercury setup on it, but there's some issues with these printed parts and alignment, so I'm going to reprint all the parts. Again, he wants to do the conversion to flip the motors out to the front and have the pulleys and belts and everything around the back. So we're going to go ahead and work on getting that done. And so I'm going to find the one he's looking for. We'll get that part, those parts all printed up, and then we'll work on getting that swapped out. The CR10 back there, that big old CR10, is actually the one that he donated to the cause. So I have a CR10 that will be kind of rebuilding, working on making it a good printer, and then we'll be that'll be one of the first ones that is a community given printer for the actual printer rehab project. In the past, like I said, I've fixed printers, given them away, used printers, and just given them away. So this will be the first one in the actual project list. So it'll be fun. And yeah, so it's just one of those things. It's what I enjoy doing more than actually printing itself. I enjoy building the printers, making them work, and then helping spark interest in others. Over the weekend, my brother-in-law got a hold of me, not over the weekend, but the last couple of days here. My brother-in-law got a hold of me. He's finally started playing with that FlashForge Adventurer 5M that I gave them a couple weeks back. He finally had time to break it out. He wanted to print some dummy eggs to put in the chicken coop to get the chickens interested in laying eggs. So he said, how do I do this? I did a little Google remote session with him. I logged in and walked him through, like, click here, do this, click on this, let's check this. Got everything set up, and he's printed probably like 5 or 6 things in the last 24 hours. So it's been pretty awesome to see that, they're enjoying the printer. I missed that printer. It was a great printer. But I've got the K1, I've got the switch wire, and then the A1 Mini is at work. And as I look around the room, I realize I'm starting to kind of dwindle down my collection. Oh, I got the Rook back there. Of course, the Rook is a fun little printer. I just need to loosen the belts on a little bit. They're a little tight, so I gotta loosen up the belts a little bit, and we're gonna send it on the Rook some more. I have another Rook kit since it's been announced. I have it's been semi-announced. I have another Rook kit from a company that I need to finish building. So I got to make sure I have all the 3D printed parts that I need for that. And then, at some point I'll build up the second Rook with a beautiful, beautiful frame color. I'm not exactly certain that I can show it, but maybe, since nobody has told me otherwise, and I know that they've kind of announced that they're working on it, should I show it? You guys want to see? You guys want to see it? I'm lifting it up. Oh, there's the corner. There's the corner. There's a corner. It's just a corner. Just the corner. Can't really tell, but it's just the corner. So this thing's pretty awesome. I want to finish it. I want to build this thing up. This is the Mark 1 kit, not the Mark 2 for the Rook 2020. This is a Mark 1 kit. May do the conversion to a Mark 2 later, but kind of want to build it out as a Mark 1, and then we can work on the changes that need to be made to make it a Mark 2. So, but we'll put that back down. I don't want to get myself in any crazy trouble. But companies that I talked to at Murph, and kind of back on track there, the ADHD aside, sorry. Some of the companies I talked to at Murph would have been Microswiss. The Microswiss gang were very receptive to this. They were very on board. They said that they have a lot of what they consider like scratch and dent or B stock stuff that's not suitable for sale, but they don't want to necessarily scrap it and start over type of thing. So they've got a lot of scratch and dent stuff that is just collecting dust that they would be more than happy to send to the project. So I have to send those guys an email just saying, hey guys, thank you very much, and follow up and see what they want to send. Polymaker, I had a conversation with them about filament, so whoever gets the printer, I got to see how Polymaker would like to work that. We can work that whichever way is going to be best for them, whether it be I give them the person's information, they send them an email with some filament, or if to help kind of get the filament in their hands quicker, they send me a code. I order a bunch of just regular filament, and then have a little stockpile that I can hand them a few boxes and say, here you go. Maybe get an affiliate link set up with them as well, so I get a little kickback for going forward, and that'll help drive the channel and keep things moving, and that'll help you guys in the channel if you want to support but you don't have maybe the extra finances. You can just use my affiliate link and then buy some stuff, and that'll help give a little kickback too. So maybe we'll get that set up. I'll have to talk with Polymaker, and most likely Sean, since he tends to be the guy who covers those things. Hey gang, I forgot to tweet this out, so if any of you guys could do me a solid and just give a little shout out on the old X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I'm not gonna, whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of, I don't know which one you spoke with either, but Mr. Polymaker. You'd like to test out their new fiber Yeah, the fiber stuff, their new what is it? There's the Chroma and the Fiberon, the Fiberon stuff. Seems really cool. Um, it's a bit pricey though, like $60 for a 500-gram roll. That's it's pretty pricey, but it is cool to see, like the little bell that they made with it, and to hear it, to know that it's a plastic and it sounds like metal. That's pretty awesome. It'd be fun to check out. But no, so I got Polymaker and Micro Swiss already on board. Like I said, I've got to reach out to my Big Tree Tech contact and reach out to Da and see if Libre would like to send along some boards and maybe a couple of EMMCs and see what we can do for some clipper builds to give away as well. I tend to like clipper. It doesn't mean that somebody new into the hobby is going to understand it, but if there is somebody who's a little more tech savvy, understands Linux a little bit better, and maybe would like that, we can definitely look at doing that, setting up some clipper systems too. I'm figuring I'm probably going to get really good with Marlin again, because playing around with the printers and setting them up the way I want them is not the best case. I want to keep these hopefully as easy as it'll be for the individual to use based on skill level. So I do know that Clipper is making life a lot easier now with some of the stuff. So we'll see how many Clipper builds we can get. Hopefully we just run it and say, there you go, it's all Clipper now. So that'd be nice, but I gotta make it easy for people, right? I gotta make it easy for them to use. That's the important part. Other projects you're very interested in? Yes, yes, sir. I just had a brain fart. Sorry, guys. I was getting ready to say something and I don't know what it was. Um, but yeah, I guess part of what I want to do right now is I'm gonna go look up Mercury 1. And let's see if we can find. Not now. I don't want to use my precise location. Mercury 1 conversion. There we go. And Fabrico has kits. TH3D is now selling the Mercury 1 kits too, so you'll be able to get them through TH3D. Fabrico has them for $229, and that's with the Ender 5 Pro stainless rails. They currently have them in stock. So if I ever come across um, Ender 5 Pro that I can acquire for myself, it'd be fun to build a Mercury. Let's go to the documentation and go to files. I agree and understand. I don't plan to sell any of this. There's printer settings, step files, the Mercury 1 configurator. Really all I need is the step or the files. They have everything in step. Let's look up Mercury 1 front loader version. Oh, let's see. Oh, my daughter is calling me. Give me just a second, guys. I'll put you on mute you for a second. My daughter is out of time on her phone, and because she's out of time on her phone, she can only call me and her mother. Jerry Show, 12 Pacific, live on Twitch and YouTube. Is that tonight? I thought that was tomorrow. Jerry streamed on Saturdays. Today's Friday. Anyway, I need to get into the Google family. Where is the Google family thing? Sorry guys, just trying to get the daughter's phone set up here. Yeah. Um, Sorry, I'm just trying to remember where the heck the parental controls are so that I can control the daughters. Let's see if we go in here. Click here. Go to account. There we go. Go to family link. That's what it's called. Family link. There we go. Edit bonus time. Let's do this. Let's just unlock it. There. Now it's unlocked. Now she can use her phone some more. She can watch some videos or play games or whatever. So that's done. All right. Motor mounts and Mercury 1. It's Steve's video. I'm not seeing anything on the front mounted motors. I kind of want to get these parts started. Let me see something here. Huh. Okay. Well, now. Yeah, JPP, for some of these pictures I'm looking at, but it looks like there's definitely some parts that were missing from your build. So, if nothing else, got the ASA. Send me, yeah, yeah, just shoot it to me on Discord or whatever. Speaking of, I gotta get my Discord loaded up. I don't have Discord loaded. My PC freaked out. It did a Windows update and was trying to boot to the wrong partition or the wrong hard drive. So I had to go in and tell it to manually boot to the right drive so that I could get into my system today so I could do this. But the hope is I want to get the parts started printing at least, and that way once the parts are going, we'll be ready to start the Mercury. I'm thinking that I've got my Ender 3 Pro, your Ender 3, the Ender 5 are the Mercury, and the CR10. So they got a couple printers I could be working on now. I'm hoping that maybe we'll get the Mercury up and running for you. That way I've got, temporarily I have a system I can use for other stuff too and play around with the Mercury. And then work on probably the Ender 3 for your channel for giveaway stuff, for your channel for your giveaway. Like I said, we'll discuss more about how you want to do that. Do you want to clipperize it, throw a system in it, like a computer in it of some sort, or do you want to, kind of go another route? Here's somebody's Mercury 1 conversion video from Sully's Corner. And that does have the motors on the front. Yeah, so Gotta go look at Sully's Corner. Check out his video and see if there's a link to. Ooh,
All right, so this.
I didn't want to actually play the video, but I just wanted to go there and see if there's a link on there. Remix Mercury 1, you're using the front stepper motor mount for your build. Okay, so there it is. Yes, Sully's Corner. Yep. And then there's the tool head, but you're pretty much good with your existing tool head. We're not taking that off of there. And then Edge of 3D's alignment tool. To see, I don't think the tensioning tools are valid anymore. So you're using the extrusion squared tools, or the extrusion square tools. Okay. Well, at least I know where to find the remix files now. He did an update video. Comments has the link. Okay. Well, here's the Mercury 1 remix from July 21 of 2022. So there's that. Here. There we go. So here's the remix one. It says this thing is a work in progress. Yeah, I'm not going to change the tool head. Don't worry. I'm just making sure, again, we've got this guy here with the front mounted motors. He's running the rear motor mounts with just idler towers, or as just idler towers. Okay, because looking at this, yeah, there's definitely, some changes made. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 heat inserts. You've got your bearings and stuff. Just want to check these parts out and see what all we'll need to print. Basically, all of this will need to be printed just to start over. Kind of go from there. The Mercury 1 mod. Steppers move to the front, including the mounts for the rear. Oh, included are the mounts for the rear, but can use the original Mercury motor mount, or the Mercury mounts. Quantity of 8 of the 6.5 millimeter long by 3 millimeter inserts, 5 by 5 or 5 by 5 to 5.5 millimeter wide, 5 millimeter bolt washers, 2 or 1 to 2 millimeter thick for the rear, quantity of 8. So there's the hardware and bearings and all that fun stuff. This was printed on a sapphire at a resolution of 0.25. Infill was 100% in ABS plus. Wow. Why would you do 100% infill? Crazy. That's all good. Let me see here. Since this is the files he used, let's see if there's an updated one in here. Kind of go down the list of his Mercury remix. There's the Mercury remix here. Does it say anything here about it being an update available? No. But you got your R20 gantry left, gantry right, limit switch, right bottom idler, right motor brace, left bottom idler, top idler, top idler. It's weird that this one's positioned this way and the other one's positioned upside down. It's like, I hope that when you print them, they're all positioned right, but who knows? And then you got your right motor stand, your left motor stand. So, looks like these will be the parts. don't necessarily know that I want to print these at 100% infill. Uh, that's crazy. But we will do what we do. Let's download the files. Gotta wait our 28 seconds. Here's a link for the rear motor mounts and idler towers and the updated video. It's rear 45 motor from the ender 5 plus mercury conversion from salt something. Yeah, let me download these just so I have them. It's X rock salt X. But let me download these files so at least I have these. I'll throw it on the desktop. Why not? Let's go back here. Let's go to Sully's Corner. And let's see. Just an update on the Ender 5 S1 transformation. So this one was 3 months ago. Let's go to his videos real quick. Yep, from 3 months ago. So Sully, I'm going to your video from 3 months ago. Let's pause that again. Let's see. There's nothing in the description. Let's go into the comments. There's nothing. No links. Wait, here we go. 3 months ago. Looks like it's the same file. Ender 5 plus step amount. It's not the Ender 5 plus though, so I don't necessarily know that. Okay, so yeah, it's just got the motors kicked a little bit in. Don't necessarily know that the update and answers one. Yeah, the Ender 5 plus mount is what he's using on the, for the rear idler towers. Okay. So, I mean, realistically, they didn't answer this video. Okay. Yeah, because he's got the motor mounts in there. And if that's what you'd rather do, if that's what you'd rather have me do, I can definitely grab the motor mounts. That's fine. And then you'd have those, and if ever down the road you decided to do a all-wheel drive setup, you could always have, it'd already be there. But I mean, it's up to you. If you want to use these motor mounts instead, you can definitely download and print everything, get it set up with those. Using as a beefier mount, yeah. Yep. I mean, we can definitely pull that file. You can kind of tell here. Let me mute this so that it's not going to play. I just kind of want to kind of shoot through. Does he focus more on the rear? Looks like he more or less just focusing more on the movement and then just kind of shows a little bit on the rear here. Yeah, he's just showing that he's got the end stop switch mounted in there. And so, yeah, I mean, okay. So let me go ahead and get rid of that. Let's click here. So let's go ahead and download the idlers. Realistically, depending, I could probably just print 2 sets of the motor mounts for this. I gotta look and see though. Stupid fly, get off my face. Yeah, because it would just kind of come up through here and then back down and around, and then this one would come up through here, down and around. So if I did, yeah, we'll just grab the other ones. So we'll just save those. And then, yeah. I mean, realistically, it shouldn't be an issue. They look, you know, pretty chunky to begin with. But yeah, I mean, I mean, to be completely honest, if you're looking at like an all-wheel drive setup, for the potential for it, it just makes sense. We'll just print those now and be done with it. And then down the road, if you ever decide to go all-wheel drive, you know, you'll have everything you need to do that. So, all right, well, there's that. Let's do this now. Let's open up Orca Slicer. Oh, there's an update to Orca Slicer now. It's 2.1.1, I believe, or it's 2.1.0 alpha or release or whatever it is. So at some point I'll have to update my Orca Slicer. Well, you got a couple options. Filament that I have enough of in ASA. For right now, yeah, let's just go ahead and hit download and get this downloading. 2.1.1. I have green. I have like a ASA in green and I have black ASA. So what you're saying is you want me to reprint the blue parts for the stealth burner too? Is that what you're saying? You want to reprint those and go with the green or black? You have a couple rolls of ABS you got from Murph. I've got ASA. I've got green. Let me double check. Give me a second to save this in the right place. So storage, 3D printing stuff. Let's go to slicers. And do I have a folder for Orca? No. Oh, let's just save it in Orca or save it there. And let's open the installer. Let's first close Orca Slicer because don't need to be open. Info, run anyway. Yes, uninstall the old version, install the new. If you have green and black, you have a custom colorized stealth burner cover already printed. Okay. Yeah, I have green and black. I have black ASA from Ziltech, and I have green ASA from Polymaker. So I have a roll of matte black. So if you'd like, I can print them in matte black, or I could print them in green. You just tell me which way you want to go, good sir. Do you want the motor mounts and all the brackets and everything printed in matte black or green? Plus conversion before you realize you have a MicroSwiss NG, you have the MicroSwiss NG and not the regular MicroSwiss. The NG is nice. The Ender 5 that was on Critics table, he had the first ever MicroSwiss NG for the Ender 5 that was out in the wild, because we did that a couple years ago at Murph when they were showing it off. And they said they wanted to put it on the raffle one that I was raffling off. So that was pretty sweet. Let me find it here. See, there's two totes there. Here we go. Matte black. The Ziltech. It's Ziltech ASA matte black. It's almost a full kilogram. So there you go. It's almost a full kilogram. So it should be more than enough to print the parts. I'm going to hook this on my shorts here real quick. So get my hand back. You clip, stay. Let's get this thing loaded up in the printer here and drop it through the slit in the top. There we go. Get down in there. Open the doors. And get this loaded up. We're going to use the switch wire to print these parts because switch wire. Come on. Oh, it must have been all the way down. That was weird. Okay. There we go. Move that up a little. Clean off the nozzle. It's still warm, or it's cold, I should say, not warm, but it's cold. But there we go. There's that. Click here. Let's see which printer we're on. We need to go to Hulk. There we go. Let's move. Home all. There we go. Coming down. Boop, boop. All right. Go back. Go back. Let's go to temp. We'll hit ABS, which is fine. It's ASA, but at some point I'll actually update that on there so it says ASA. I mostly print in ASA anyway. So, all right, the network plugin is done. Close that. Come here, switch to the Hulk ASA, and we're going to print in, let's go with standard. Now let's go to strength, do 5, 5, and 5, infill. I'm going to bump the infill. I'll do, it said 90 or 100% infill. That's just insane to me. So rather than do 100% infill, first thing, let's go to cubic. Yeah, we'll do cubic. And I'm going to play around with this. I'm going to do it at like 50%, to be honest with you, just to see. I'll do just like one part at 50% and we'll kind of see what kind of strength we need to mess with it. I think 50% is going to be fine. The Voron guys use 42% on all the Voron parts. It's like 40 or 45 or something like that. So I'll do 50%. I mean, the Vorons are pretty robust systems. They're not using 100% infill. So we'll give that a whirl. Printed our standard speeds. Hopefully we don't need supports. Let me open this up real quick. Let's go unzip those files so I have the folders open. Desktop. And let's go to Mercury 1 Remix. Go up one, extract to the desktop, close, and then let's grab the steppers, up, extract to the desktop. There we go. All right, all the files are extracted. What's cubic versus honeycomb strength-wise? You usually use 3D honeycomb, but open to learning something. Oh, we can change it. If that's what you prefer, I mean, it's no problem. Cubic is just basically building internal cubes, like 3D cubes for the infill. 3D honeycomb is just another way to do it. Realistically, I usually print my stuff in cubic. It's usually rigid enough for what I'm doing, but you know, it's your print, man. It's your printer, so we'll go ahead and do honeycomb. That's what you use. That's what we'll use. Let's go grab one of those parts real quick from the desktop. I'm just gonna print one of them off here. Let's look up Mercury 1 Remix files. We'll do the front left motor mount first. So there. We're going to print just the front left motor mount. I should. And printing it this way looks like the right way. Going to have to put some support up in here though, just because I can see that transition there Yeah, it should be able to do it through the center here. So let's go ahead and click on you. Let's paint on support painting. And oops. There. Adding in some supports. It's really the only place I can see that supports would be necessary. Probably put a little bit back here too, just to give it something so it's not bridging so far. That way, as it kind of builds up, there'll be a support there and it can bridge across to that. Should be okay. Who's calling me now? Credit card. Can't pay you, we're not paying you. Sorry. Most of the other projects are always 100% infill anyways. Yeah, the other projects, yeah, I know. And on those, I understand why, too. But for, like, these, they're not dealing with those kinds of forces or impacts over and over again at those kinds of speeds. You know. But yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to support. Turn it on. Oops, turn on supports here. We're going to go to, I'm going to do tree manual. And then that way, at manual, it should, once we hit slice. Oh, one other thing I'm going to do, just for my own sanity here. Let's go ahead and go to brim. Outer brim only. And brim width. 5 millimeters should be fine. Yeah, 5 millimeters should be fine. Let's slice this real quick. Biggest draw for you to the mod is supposed to help input shaping even more and help with speed. Yeah. Well, good sir, you can kind of see there the supports are going to grow out and around. This is why I like using the tree supports. They'll grow up and around. They'll kind of grab in underneath there and under there. So as it kind of builds out, it'll grab. And then it should be fairly easy to rip that away. We'll find out. But I want to print just one to start so I know that I've got everything kind of dialed and right. Let me look at my ASA settings here real quick. Cooling, we want to look at the temps. 245, 90, 90. We'll let that ride out. That's usually what I print Polymaker at. So we'll let that ride out with this Ziltech and we'll see how it does. Need more about setting up custom profiles to get most out of printing capabilities. Speeds. Yeah. Clipperize with the Sonic Pad? Yeah. Yep. I got to plug the Sonic Pad in and play around with that still too, so that'd be fun. Let's go ahead and send this guy off to the printer though. And 2.5 hours. 2 hours, 37 minutes. Just to print this one part. So the switch wire prints pretty well. I just got to make sure that it's dialed in. So I'm going to come over here while it gets ready to start printing. Since it is warmed up, let's see, can we push through the filament and make sure that it's kind of purged in the right way. There we go. Pull that guy off of there now. There we go. Ta-da! Huh. Weird. One of the wires. There we go. one of the probe wires here was hung up or pinched in there. So fix that one. And then here's the broken fan wires that we'll have to work on. Not a big deal. And there's the little hanger. Just kind of looking over the CR10 that's sitting here. All right. Bed heater not heating expected rate. Oh, see. So let's go ahead and retry. Connecting to Hulk. Hulk freaked out. The bed heater did not heat as expected. Okay, so let's go to print, and I told it to send it, so let's look at by date. There it is. Boom, print. Let's see. Bed is heating up now. Hot end is heating up. All right. We'll let that go. I kind of forget when I get up like that. I can always go like this. Oh, it's not going to work again. See how it is? It's being stubborn. This one camera, for whatever reason, I'm going to have to probably get a different one to put up there. Because now it doesn't want to cooperate at all. It's all right. We're going to properties. And let's look at this one. Nope, that's the one looking down over my desk. This one. Okay, this one. There we go. Now it's working. See? There we go. Now you can see the other Ender 3 right there. There's my Ender 3 Pro right here that I got. And there's your Ender 3. Always use tree supports. Got perfect support settings. Easily pop off clean. Yeah. To those who are watching currently, thank you. Yes, I'm wearing a KB3D hat because it's a very comfortable hat. Anybody who has a KB3D hat will know that this right here is a very soothing thing. Like, I love this hat. It is a, for anybody who wants to know, it's flex fit. It's Port Authority. So it's a good Port Authority comfy hat. It's the large, extra large to fit my bigger bean. So yeah, I do like the Port Authority hats. I'll have to see if my fourth wall, let's see if fourth wall has Port Authority hats on there. Get a Maker My Nexus one. This gray is nice, and then get the Maker My Nexus on the side. That'd be pretty sweet, I think. Because again, if you go to shop.makermynexus.com, you can buy some sweet Maker My Nexus merch. Got these sweet coffee cups I want to pick up, so at some point I'll pick up some coffee cups. Got a t-shirt, long sleeve shirt, hoodie, and the pack jacket, the pack away jacket. Got one of those. All on the site. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to look and see if they have the Port Authority hats, because I like these. This feel. I like this feel. And I think with the Maker My Nexus logo here, it'd be pretty awesome. That's all right. I'm not worried about it. Don't worry. It was hard finding a pie case that works with it. With the can hat on it. Yeah. I will, honestly, good sir, I will probably work on tucking all this away inside the enclosure for you, and with the can hat on it, I will probably still set up like the UART and have it connect through UART to the board in here, since, you know, it is running Clipper. So I'll get it set up. It'll have a can hat. This all should tuck away down inside here. I've got a bracket that I printed for my student that fits right here in the front, inside the enclosure, connects to the power supply, and then a little double-sided adhesive to stick it up So we'll do that. And then this will all hide down inside the enclosure and you won't have to mess with it once it's in there. Or shouldn't. And then the can hat. Yeah, that'll be an interesting one. I've never played with a can hat before, so we'll play around with the can hat and see how to make it do what we need it to do. But yeah, I'll play around with it. This was just kind of floating in there. This has an in and an out on it. I'm not exactly sure what this was for, to be honest with you. It was just in there. So I'll figure out what this was off of. Just a black printed part that says in and out. Let's see, the bed is almost up to temp. It's at 85 and holding. So come on now. Let's go. 86. There's one pain in the ass, man, is that bed seems to take a while to heat. I don't necessarily like that, you know. So we aren't getting an A1 anymore. Oh, why? Because you decided to get the X1 or the P1P instead, huh? Is that what you're getting? Getting a P1? You're gonna rub it in that you're getting like a P1P? Strictly be high speed PLA until you get an enclosure for nylon, polymaker fiber stuff. Yeah, yeah, that'd be nice. The A1. Oh, the A1 just showed up at our house. Oh, so you already got it. So mom was being sneaky. I see how it is. So you've already got the A1. You're not getting, you've got the A1. So that's pretty awesome. Did you get the A1 by itself or did you get the A1 AMS kit or with the AMS light? Ah, for the PTFE tube on the back. You're right. It probably did pop off of that. So, oh, you did get the combo. Nice. Matthew Greenwood says, Merry Christmas. When did you move here from Twitch? Oh, dude, I moved over here from Twitch a while ago. Not that long ago. Probably about two, 3 weeks ago. I think I made the initial jump back to YouTube. I there's a lot of people currently on Twitch doing a lot of things, and for what I want to do, I think the way YouTube handles the VODs is a whole lot easier. Where I do a live stream, I'm done, and then it's there. Whereas Twitch will do it for an extended period of time and then they delete them. I don't like that. I need these videos to kind of be more permanent, and I have bad habits. I like to stream randomly. I am setting a schedule now, Tuesdays, Thursdays from 5 to 7. The reason I'm streaming today is because I didn't stream yesterday, so this is kind of a makeup. But going forward, I'm going to be doing the printer rehab project. So I'm going to work on printers, get them fixed up and running. Older stuff, you know, of course. Oh, you're Izzy. Okay. What's going on, dude? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, my streaming habits got real ugly there for a while. Been dealing with a lot of family stuff and whatnot. So ABS is down to 17% in the dryer now. Yep, time to start printing. Man, this thing is taking forever to get to that 90. That bed is just not heating well. I'm gonna have to look at maybe getting a relay on it. Solid state, bumping it up. I thought there was a solid state for the bed, but I guess I don't have a solid state on the bed. That's all right. We'll make something happen there. That bed though is almost there. It's at 89.6 and now the hot end is finally heating up. So there we go. But I'm going to be doing this 3D printing rehab project where I want to take old printers that people have that are just sitting around collecting dust, doing nothing, rebuild them and give them away to people who want to get into 3D printing but can't afford it. So right now as it stands, I've got an Ender 3 Pro sitting right here that I'm going to rebuild and then give away. JPP or Just Push Print gave me this CR10 that I'm going to rebuild and give away to someone. And then this is his Ender 5 that's converted to a Mercury 1. I'm going to be reprinting all the parts. Right now, I'm going to just do one part just to make sure everything on the printer is functioning as it should be. So we're going to start one of the prints for that. Kind of go from there. All work, no play for a long time. Been doing 16-hour shifts plus 3 hours of travel. Dude, brother, take a break. Relax. Enjoy. I hope I'm maybe not necessarily entertaining, but entertaining enough. But yeah, I came back to YouTube because I felt like I was stepping on everybody's toes, or I would be stepping on everybody's toes on Twitch, because there are a lot of people on Twitch streaming now that are in the 3D printing space. A lot of them are my friends, and I figure if I'm on a different platform, I'm not streaming. If I'm streaming at the same time they are, I shouldn't hopefully be stepping on their toes, you know? It's in my head because we all know there's enough internet to go around, but because of how my brain works, I see it as I'm stepping on their toes. It's just me, and I don't like doing that. So I figured, here I am. We'll just stream on good old YouTube again. We'll do these videos, and people can kind of follow along with what we're doing, and if they like what they see and they want to help the project, there's always ways to do that. Shoot emails to makermindnexus@gmail.com with what you have, where we can meet up or how we can meet up, and get that, kind of get all that stuff worked out. And right now, my filament untangled itself and is being a bit of a stubborn butt. But there we go. Get it back. All right, let's get that booger off of there now. I was trying to get that booger off there when it started oozing. There we go. Have I seen the Ender XY kits? You got one. Was hoping to build one, or build it one weekend soon. I have seen the kits. I've never actually played around with them. It could be fun. Definitely have to let me know what you do there. Hairspray or anything for ABS prints. I do usually use the old purple glue stick, to be honest with you. It's still the old tried and true. It still just works. Yeah, so I'm going to be rebuilding printers and stuff for the most part. I will still build printers and talk about other printers and stuff from time to time, but for right now, I want to rehab old stuff and get it out there to the general public so that people can kind of check them out, Let's see, how close are we? Can we get closer? Should we get closer? Let's put it that way. I don't think we have to. It looks pretty good. Now it's going to go around. We'll take a look here as it goes around. Yeah, we're going to bring it in. Fine tune. Bring Z down. Oh yeah, we're still too high. Yep. 2, 3. Bring it down quite a bit. It's a good thing we're doing this as a test print, right? That way I can see if we're getting some good stick now, some good squash. Let's go down one more. Full layer squish. And that's looking better. Okay, good. Now let's go back. And let's cancel that. Cancel print. Save. Apply. Accept. There we go. Okay. Pull this out. And don't touch your build plate after you've been running ASA, because your build plate's going to be super toasty. So don't touch your build plate. I do silly things like this. Now I'm going to peel off all this because, yep, I could have let it run, to be honest with you, because it was doing the, I want to actually print one part just to make sure it turns out good, because like I said, it says 100% infill for this part, which is, in my opinion, craziness. I could be wrong, and it may need 100%, but I'd rather print one part test it, see how rigid and sturdy it is, and then if that works, then we can always, print the rest of them that way. Like I said, I'm printing it at 50% infill, which is half of what the directions said. But because Voron prints their parts at 40-something percent infill, I can't see the Mercury needing more than that. You know what I mean?
Once you get your garage set up and finished, you're hoping to record the build, upload it. That'd be sweet, dude.
I think everybody should stream or record or whatever. Make content. Make some content. Everybody should make content. Because even though you like watching people make content, some people may actually learn the same way you do, and your content may help them. Huh. It is definitely good and glued there. Whew. There we go. All right. Stick that back there. Put this back in here. Close that up. And print. Motor, print. There we go. I am going to bump this back just a little bit. I was doing it at 0.05. I'm going to go to 0.01 and move it up to once it quits arguing with me. Because that last wraparound was a bit toit. A little nice and toit, That probably popped in your ear, but plug that back in. I went to pull the microphone off my pocket. I unhook it from my pocket. When done, should have a normal Ender 3v2, general mods, and a Ender XY, and a few minor extras, and your custom 600, 600, 600 based. Yes, I said it's 600, 600, 600 instead of 600 cube, because it's fun to say 600, 600, 600. Yeah, me neither, JPP. It's a stock Creality. They're stock Creality. You should be good, If this was Twitch, you would send a stretch and a hydrate. Well, here. Let me fix my posture and throw a stretch in there. Let's see if I can get a yawn. Every time I stretch, I get a yawn in there. So there's a yawn too. And then as for the hydrate, I got. There you go. So since you're Izzy on there, I'll try to remember to call you Izzy on here and just say, Izzy, don't forget, you can also hit the like button while you're here. If you like what you see, you can always become a member. Memberships are a thing on the channel. It's like $2.99. I think it's cheaper. It's cheaper than Twitch, $2.99, or you can do $4.99, or if you want to be crazy, $24.99. And then also, what else is there? There's you can gift memberships if you'd like to, and if you want to give to the channel today, feel free to hit Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, all down below. Or if you want to buy some merch, like a T-shirt, shop.makermynexus.com. Not sure where you can use those points now. Yeah. Just have to go find somebody else on Twitch. I'll still use Twitch, I'm sure, from time to time. Just right now, I don't want to. I don't want to feel like I'm stepping on toes, and I want to get a scheduled thing going so that I can kind of keep the ball rolling, keep my brain focused. So, yeah. YouTube is where I started. I started on YouTube, good old, back during the lockdown days, doing the community hangout streams, and then those got to be quite a few. There was a lot of people doing it. Didn't know when I could squeeze in, and kind of did burnout. I did, 6 to 7 days a week for 4 to 8 hours a day. Got to be a lot. So decided against doing, the hangout streams just because there's enough people doing those. Jerry's is, I believe, tomorrow. So Jerry will be doing a hangout stream, and I'll probably go over there and hang out with those guys. And who knows, probably work on the Mercury on the side there while I'm doing that. Because starting Tuesday, I'll probably start working on either my Ender 3 Pro, um, or the one from JPP. The Mercury I'm going to work on as I kind of do my thing. Or either that, or I'll make that my project. Right now I got to print parts for it. So I think the Mercury is going to be get all the parts and stuff printed, get everything ready, and work on one of the other ones. Doing ABS needs to have a top hat on the under 5 ISO. Yeah, you're going to want to have some kind of a top hat on there to help keep the heat in. ABS, ASA, they both like to have the heat trapped in there. ASA tends to be a little less finicky when it comes to temperature, but it's still best to be printed in an enclosure. Yeah. Enclosures are great for pretty much any of the specialty stuff. I mean, your PLAs, PETGs, TPUs, you can print open air. ASA, ABS, nylons, polycarbonates, all those things, you want to keep them in enclosures. And just the best way to do it. Realistically, I could throw the ASA on the K1 and print them on the K1 back there. So if nothing else, I can print them on there. I do like the switch wire. I think I like the way the switch wire looks more open air. I don't really care for the enclosure on it. Kind of want to take the enclosure off of it, run it just open air, and just use it as PLA and PETG. But, gotta run. Glad you found your channel. Hey, Bama Dad, thank you. Sent an email with some pictures, what you've done so far. Hey, not a problem, man. I will take a look at that stuff after the stream and see what I can find out. Good having you. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. And if you want to support the channel, become a member, gift memberships, whatever you want to do, I am okay with. Let's see. My phone just went buzz, 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 buzz. Let's take a look and see what's going on the buzz, buzz. See if it's anything crazy. Hey, there's the Bama Dad email. Cool. Got the email from you. Let me take a peek here. I'm just going to sneak a peek just to see what he's working with. So you're on the Ender 5 Marlin firmware with the BL Touch. Phone boot up. Flash successful. Tried auto home. Setting up. System crashes. Alright. Alright, well, looks like some wires are not connected. That's a bit of an issue. Alright. Which Creality board is that? Oh, God, no, that's the problem. Oh, Bama Dad, if you're still here, that 1.1.5 board, there's your problem. Because flashing the firmware needs to be done the good old-fashioned way. And that's the way that I don't like doing it anymore. Control board and new firmware. That's where I would start. Control board, new firmware. Because the old Creality 1.1.5 is an 8-bit board. I would look at going with a something newer. Oh, you updated to the 4.2.7. Okay, yeah, 4.2.7, 32-bit board with the quiet steppers would be better. I'm sure in the email you probably said that. I just saw the picture and I saw the 1.1.5 and I was like, ugh. I actually pulled a 1.1.5 out of the Ender 5 that I did for the student at my school. I pulled that out and I gave him a E3 V3 Mini. So now I'm down an E3 V3 Mini because I'm a nice guy like that. So I'm hoping Big Tree Tech will hop on board and maybe send me some E3 V3 Minis because I'm sure I'll get a lot of printers that'll use those boards. So that's the hope, is maybe Big Tree Tech jumps on board. Let's go back to this guy since I'm going to stand over here. Yes, I'm barefoot in my garage. I don't care, guys. Make sure that we're good. I'll go up to, while it finishes, it's quick map of the bed here. But yeah, as long as you're running the 4.2.7, then you should be able to easily flash that firmware. But yeah, with the bed wire being looks like it was the bed wire, or it might be the hot end wire being disconnected, that's a problem. So you're gonna want to get that put back together. The butt connectors, I'm not a fan of those for that. I like doing the like JSTs or something, the SJSTs or whatever the heck they're called. Think of the probe on the Mercury 1. It's one of those electric ones. You mean, oh yeah, it's the Omron. Yeah, it's what I'm running on my switch wire. It's an Omron. It should be fine. I mean, it works fine on my Omron or on my switch wire, so it should be fine. That's what's going on there right now. I do like the clicky probes though; those were pretty sweet. Especially if you have a clicky probe and a ZN stop too, like the Sex Bolt. That one's pretty nice. Okay, let's see how this thing sticks now. Hopefully we're now close enough. All right. Let's see how this layer goes down. That is looking a little bit better, or a lot of bit better. There we go. That's better. We got some good stick now. I'm hoping anyway. I'm gonna let it keep riding out. We'll see what happens here. We'll see if we get this first layer down. It's not rolling up and going all over the place, so that's a good thing. I am gonna bump it up one more though, because we're not into the actual printed part yet. We're working on that brim, so we got a little bit of time to play. I do apologize. I'm not staring at chat, guys. Bear with me. There we go. All right. Turn this guy on. So at least when I'm standing over here, I can look over and, potentially see the chat. Yeah, right now I'm looking at the printer screen. So in order to see chat, I'm going to have to come over here. And let's see. Can I drag that out of there? I can. There. Let's make that full screen on the one side. There we go. Not sure how to pull the clipper log since you don't have Wi-Fi at the moment. Yeah, set up the hotspot on your phone to be the same as your home network, and then it'll connect to your phone, and then connect your laptop to your phone's hotspot as well. And now you've got your own little cellular mobile home network. That's what I do when I travel. I will usually use my cell phone, or now because some of my printers like to be wired in, I just bring a router with me. But the plan is to take the router and take a Raspberry Pi, and you know, I know there's all kinds of ways to do it. One of them is I can connect a Raspberry Pi to my hotspot on my phone, and then plug in the network port and connect that to the router that I have. And then this way I'm just using my phone as a internet, and then I'm still using that little router to connect all my devices to. All right. Make sure it's looking okay. She's printing quite speedy. Oh, my shoulder hurts today, guys. I went nuts this morning. I did I got up way early. Can't kind of keep with my routine, but got up way early. And Martin, what's up, Martin? How are we today, good sir? Hope you're doing well. Drop that chat back over there now. Yeah, sure. Right, let's see here. I had it set from 100C. It did fine for the first few times, then just errored out. Okay. It could very well be, too, that maybe one of the wires came a little loose, you know? Good tip, thanks. Not sure what the good tip thanks is about, Martin. Is it about my grab a Raspberry Pi and connect it to my phone, or using your phone as a hotspot, naming it the same as your home network with the same password, and then all your devices connect to it? That's what the Voron guys did, kind of started doing when they went to events and stuff, and a lot of us just kind of picked up on it. So you just set your hotspot on your phone to your home network credentials, and then when you travel and you bring your printers with, if they're connecting through wireless, they just connect to your phone instead. Then you connect your laptop to your phone, and you can use it as a like a little personal router. No, sorry, JPP. I don't know what to tell you there, then, bud. If you have Bluetooth available on your phone, and your laptop has Bluetooth, you can try to connect your phone through Bluetooth as a Bluetooth hotspot. I used to do that back in the day. I'd connect the Bluetooth and do Bluetooth hotspot when I had my old Palm Trio. So you can see if you can get away with doing Bluetooth hotspot. That was back in the Windows XP, good old Windows XP Palm Trio days. I'd turn on I'd enable Bluetooth on the phone, connect it up, and then just tell it to use it as a hotspot. Yeah, buddy. It's pretty sweet. Be rolling around. Like, we drove all the way back from Texas. This was back in the good old days. So it was back when they were opening up the APIs and stuff for Google Maps. And what we did was my buddy Paul from DriveMeInsane.com, which is currently not a thing, but might be. I gotta double check. But Paul from DriveMeInsane.com set it up so that we could use the Google Maps APIs, and basically there's a little program that would run, and every, like, I forget how long it was, but every so often it would kick out the longitude and latitude and map it out on Google Maps so people could follow our trip back. This was before you could just share your location stuff. So, but it was pretty sweet. It was fun, and they got to kind of follow along with where we were going and what we were, like, how fast we were going, all that fun stuff. The switch wire is just cranking away back there. Should have hooked up the webcam to it. I need to get I got a USB jumper, but I got to get that and figure out how to incorporate that into the skirt on the into the skirt on the switch wire here. How's that looking? Let's see. Well, it is not looking terrible. So we'll let it print, see how it kind of finalizes, and then worst case, I will throw it in the K1 too and see. My switch wire here is sounding like I'm going to need to grease some bearings soon. Either that or it's just printing crazy fast. It's because I'm printing the honeycomb infill and I'm printing it at 50%, so it's got to make so many tiny little movements. Yeah, that's what it is. It's the honeycomb infill at 50%. It's making so many rapid little movements, like rapid little changes. So what's print back there? I'm printing one part for the Mercury here. This is JPP's Mercury that he sent back with me from Murph. He was having some problems and wanted to do a front motor conversion, so move the back motors up to the front, and then using back motor mounts as idlers in case he ever down the road decides to go to like an all-wheel drive setup or something like that. So that is what we're working on right now. So I'm just printing one part just to make sure the printer's looking good. If worst case it doesn't want to cooperate, well, like I said, I'll kick it over to the K1 and give it a shot on the K1 and see how that does. So I figured rather than print a plate full of parts to start and have, many issues I don't like in that printer. Plus we can also play around with slowing down the speed and whatnot too if need be. Need to print test pieces for a beta tester spot by the weekend. Done in ABS. Well, fingers crossed for you, good sir. I hope you can get that worked out. Like I said, I usually just enable the hotspot on the phone and name it my home network and set up my home network credentials. But if your phone doesn't have a hotspot option in there or a way to turn on hotspot, yeah, I mean it's up to it's up to your cell manufacturer to let you do that stuff. It's whatever they put in their firmware when they flash it out to your phone. I know my phone's got, like I said, I know my phone's got it. I have it set up to be my home network. Oh. So, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I'm just kind of playing around with the Mercury one, or with the yeah, with that guy, the switch wire, printing out parts for the Mercury one. And now I'm going to, for giggles, I'm going to plug in the Sonic pad here, and we'll take a look at the old Sonic pad. Let's just power this thing up and see what it'll do. It's all powered in, it's plugged in. There we go. Power button on the side. See if we can snag those config files and stuff. So we'll fire it up and see what it do. 2 USB on this side, power and some lights on this side, 2 USB and a CAM plug on the back, it says. And then there's obviously LAN to get internet to it. But it's currently loading. So has the stuff on it for the Ender 5S1, linear rails from Murph. Yeah. Okay. So there's that. let's go into, oh, look, you got pick printer. Yep. Currently it has the Ender 5S1. And then, of course, you've got the add more. Let's go back to setup. Screen brightness, break, all that fun stuff. What do we got here? Current firmware or system upgrade. Printer firmware tools. What's in printer firmware tools? Ah, so it'll generate your firmware for you. You tell it whether you need to enable low level or not. That's pretty sweet. That way you can create a custom firmware right on here. So that's pretty sweet. There's beep. Equipment management. Close that. We'll pick that printer since it's in there. Please connect your printer. Restart. Kind of learning this thing, guys. I don't have one, or haven't had one, so cam's regular USB slot as well. That's kind of what I figured. They just say cam, but yep. So you tell it which USB port you're plugging that into, and then it'll basically do its little deal. Let's turn this off for a minute. Turn it back on and let it come back up, because when I did that, it didn't go back to that kind of that default screen that I wanted to see. At least I don't think it did. Now my brain is playing tricks on me. I have to figure out, like I said, I'm gonna have to do some snooping and see what all it's gonna take to access the stuff. See what we can do about grabbing those config files and stuff off of here. Screen resolution on this is 1024 by 600 at 7 inches. There we go. See, it automatically kind of popped into the printer, and now it kicked me out. So, okay, that's why I clicked it before it did it. So, yeah. Let's keep asking connect to a printer. Yeah. Let's go to pick a printer. Let's go to add a printer. Of course, it wants to add it through USB, so I'd have to plug in one of my printers to it to make it work. Okay, well, equipment management. Yeah, okay. I will play around with this some more later then, because right now it's more than my brain can kind of grasp. So we'll play around with it some more, do some stuff, see what it's going to take to snag them files off of there. And then, of course, you know, you've got this awesome little hinge here. Mount it up. Put it like that. Then you can prop it up or roll it back. Yeah, that'll be fun to play with. I am coming up on the 1 hour and 45-minute mark, so we've got about 15 minutes left, and then I'm going to wrap this thing up. It's got about another, it says 5:41 p.m. Central Standard Time, so about 2 hours to go on that part. JPP, I'll shoot you a picture of the parts when it's, or the picture of the part when it's done, and who knows, if it kind of prints okay, great, but if it prints like hot garbage, man, I will probably throw this filament in the dryer for a little bit and then retry it. But gotta see how it's gonna turn out first. So we gotta let it just print through. Sometimes you gotta waste plastic to know if you got a good print, right? You know, if Orca Slicer lets you do draft shield, uh, if you use Proof Slicer, you can do draft shield. As a matter of fact, right here, let me show you. Right screen, there we go, right here. Draft shield. It's under other, draft shield, and then you can go to limited or enabled. So if you go to limited, it'll do, what's limited? Skirt is as tall as a specific, or as specified by skirt height. So whatever you set your skirt height to, that's how high up it'll go. Or you can do enabled, and then enabled will do basically the entire thing. So you can do a limited one, and then set it to like, if you got like a 200 layer print, and you want to just make sure the base stays, you could do, you know, like 50 or 100. Feel like a 200 layer print. So, but yeah, so there's that. But yeah, draft shield is just right here under skirt, under the other. So click on other, and then under skirt, draft shield right there. So there you go, good sir. Yeah, draft shield is a thing. Pretty much, I think all of them have draft shield in there now. But I guess to give everybody, while we're kind of burning some time and waiting for a print to finish, if you're not familiar with Orca Slicer, things to know are right here. You got printers, or your printer. And this is where you'll have your list of printers, whether it's a system preset or it's a custom preset where you put in your Wi-Fi settings and stuff. Filament Vic, what's going on? Good to see you. Hey, man. I only got about another 13 or so minutes, and then I'm going to wrap this thing up. I was thinking I was going to go crazy and stream for a while, but I promised the missus I'd help her with dinner tonight, and I got a couple other things. So I'm going to do a 2-hour stream today, which gives me a little bit of time left, about 15 minutes. Well, yeah, Orca Slicer is the one I've been kind of relying on. I love the calibration stuff up here, where you got your temp tower, flow rate, your pressure advance, retraction distance, and you got your tolerance, and you also have your max flow and your VFH. I do quite enjoy having that stuff baked right into the slicer like that. But again, under printer, you would hit the drop down. That's where you're gonna have your user preset stuff. So for instance, like I've got these few printers in here. The Hulk, for instance, when you want to set up the Wi-Fi settings, once you have your printer in there, you click on connection. That's where you put in your IP address, name it, and all that fun stuff, and you can test it to make sure it works. And then under filament, you got your generics that you would start with, and then you just kind of build off of those to make whatever you need. And then of course you've got your actual process, and under process, that's where you got your quality, strength, speed, support, others, and notes. And under each one is where you would find, like, for instance, quality. So you've got your layer height, your default line widths, your seam, and where you would have your seam set up. It says precision, so slice gap resolution, arc fitting, XY hole compensation, XY contour compensation, elephant foot compensation, precise walls, ironing, wall generation, walls and surfaces, bridging, and overhangs. Under strength, that's where you're going to have the number of walls, your number of top and bottom, what pattern you're using. If you're going to have like a specific thickness you're shooting for. Bearded Bucket, good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. You like how the multicolor is integrated into it? Yeah, I don't have any multicolor printers to play around with that. But yeah, it is nice when you've got more than one filament. You can just add more filaments by clicking the little plus up here. And then you have your multiple filaments. So you would go in and have them, and they have it listed 1, 2, 3, 4. If we, for instance, go back to the under prep, say we wanted to add or change colors, you could go in there and do that. Click on the part, and then you've got your color painting. So you would click here. We'll say number 2, and we'll say we want to do this part in yellow. So we just kind of color across here in yellow because this doesn't have crazy weird parts. So there you go. And then you got your horizontal and vertical option, you know. It'll let you do stripes if you click horizontal, and then if you hit vertical, it'll keep it where you first click. And then you can make nice straight lines, and then say we want to put some red in there, you know, click on it. Oh, that's right, we're doing verticals first. There you go, put a little red in there. Let's add some yellow now. There you go, or some blue. There's some blue. Michael Cassell, good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. There is something in Clipper doing a bed temp limit that causes it to error on heating. Yeah, if you're in Clipper. So under device, machine, go to your, probably under your printer config. You can scroll down to your bed. Find it here. Right here, max temp. Make sure your max temp is set to like in this case, my max temp is set to 130, so I can heat the bed all the way up to 130. Send it, Build a Robot. I don't have the ability to do multicolor, so for me, I was just kind of playing around with the painting on the colors. You know, I don't have that kind of, you know, I don't have that kind of awesomeness. Erase all painting, because I don't have multicolors, so I can remove them all and go back to my original single color. But yeah, it is nice the way they have the multicolor stuff like incorporated into the slicer like that. So it is a pretty sweet little deal. I do like my Orca slicer. And of course you have your preview pane where it'll slice it and then show it to you with your supports. And like in this case, I put in some tree supports that I painted in, and you know, it's got all that fun stuff. Then under with like Clipper, you've got your basically your little web interface here that allows you to kind of connect to everything and see what you got going on. If I had a webcam connected to this printer, I could even see the webcam from within here. And then if you have projects going, your projects would show in here. Create a project, pictures, bill of materials, assembly guides, and others. So that's pretty sweet that you can add all that stuff in and have all that in here for your project. So if you start a project in Orca Slicer, it'll be good to go. Yeah. Yeah, if you have it, if your max temp is 100 on the bed and you have your bed set to 100 and it hits 101, and it kind of sits at 101 for a little bit, it can error out. So that's why I set mine to 130. Not that I'm going to print ever with the bed temp at 130, but 130 is well over the overshoot. I did have that problem actually. Now that I think about it, I did have the problem because I think I had the bed max originally was set to like 100 itself, because I figured like ABS ASA would be, you know, at max 100 on the bed, maybe 105. So it might have been like 100 or 105, and it would do that. It would overshoot and then air out. So yeah, give yourself some headroom there, like 110. Probably going to be more than sufficient for me. 110 would be more than enough. I've only done PLA so far, so bet at 165C yet. Yeah. So go into your printer, into the printer config, set your bed temp max to, if you're doing ABS, you're gonna do like 100, 105. So set to like 110, 115, maybe 120. You have to go 130. 130 was just me goofing around. Like 110 for ABS and ASA. But to each their own. Yeah, no, bearded bucket. I get you, man. I'm printing at 90 right now. I got ASA going at 90. If that gets me where I need to be, great. But if it argues with me, then yeah, 100. 100, 105 sounds about where I usually uh, print ABS for sure. ASA, it's dependent on the material. My polymaker stuff usually prints pretty good on 90 on the bed. So that's usually where I run it. So we'll try this. This is Ziltech. It's the first time I'm actually printing with this stuff. I kind of goofed around with it a little bit, but never printed an actual part. So we'll see. Exactly. As long as it holds its right temp. Finally getting close to having your CNC up and running. Sweet. Be pretty awesome, man. I'm yawning. Sorry. You guys want to stare at my wall too? Look at that. There's the iPivo cam staring at the wall right there. You can see the fan kicking on and kicking off, going 35%, 80%. So take a look. I have seen worse. It's not terrible. It looks like it'll be a good functional print. I'll wait till it's done to make my final decision. I know the camera's always going to pick it up even better, like picks up the detail better than eyeballs do. But guys, I'm getting close to that quitting time, so I think you guys. What time is it there? It is going on 4:30 or 3. Sorry, 3:30. 3:30. We got some frozen chicken. We got to get ready to go and get cooking. Yeah, this isn't hot makes, guys. Frozen chicken is not like we got to run out to the store and get more. We work with frozen chicken here. I've got an Instapot. Worst case, I throw it in the Instapot and we just let it ride. Anybody who doesn't have an Instapot, get you an Instapot. Those things are amazing. Can't afford to pay the overtime here. Yeah, built over bot, and I wish. But I guess I can throw this out there again. Don't forget, guys, you can get memberships on the channel now. So you got $2.99 or $4.99 or whatever the hell I got them set at. If you got that burning a hole in your pocket, consider becoming a member. You want to be a badass, gift some memberships. Feel free to do that, guys. Memberships are awesome, and gifting them makes you more awesome. If you guys want to assist me in my everyday, Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App all down below. If you guys want to get a sweet MakerMine Nexus tee hooked up with Fourth Wall, there's shop.makerminenexus.com. You can go buy yourself some sweet MakerMine Nexus swag. And again, for those who are just popping in as I end this, let me just tell you guys again, the 3D printer rehab project is something I'm very passionate about. So printer says 130, so guess that's not it. Nope. Might just be taking too long to heat up. I have that issue from time to time with the switch wire. It takes a little while, so run it once, it argues with me. Run it again, the bed's already kind of preheated, so it doesn't take as long. So sometimes that could be a downfall, JPP. But the 3D printer rehab project is something I'm very passionate about because I'm really going to enjoy rebuilding printers, those dead project printers that people have sitting there collecting dust, send them my way. I will rebuild them and give them a new home. Whether it be someone in the community here around me, whether it's going to be, a youth group or an organization that wants to help, inspire young minds, whatever the case may be. But I want to take those old printers that are just sitting in the corner collecting dust and rehab them, refurb them, get them up and running, get them solid little machines, and then just give those away to these organizations, families, or whoever. Um, Currently, like I said earlier on my live stream this morning, but I'll say it again. Maker My Nexus is not an LLC. We're not a business, at least not right now. We're just an idea. At some point, I would love to make it an LLC and then set something up where we can make the 3D printer rehab project a non-for-profit. So you guys, or a nonprofit organization, so you guys would be able to uh, get receipts and kickbacks and stuff like that. Oh, look at that. Bearded Bucket. Thank you for gifting the 5 memberships. That is awesome. Again, Bearded Bucket's a badass. What can I say? Can't argue. By the way, Bearded Bucket, thank you for doing that. But I still owe you for those surge strips you picked up for me at Murph. Um, but at some point, I would love to register Maker My Nexus as an LLC. I think here in the fine state of Illinois, I need about $200 or $300 to do that. I'll have to double check the LLC laws. But I'd like to register Maker My Nexus as an LLC. That way, parts and things and stuff that I purchase can be, uh, businessy. And then trips and things like that I take, like if I have to go pick up printers or whatever the case may be, it can kind of help me out on the old tax man, or with the old tax man. So the hope is, we get there. And then it would be nice to, like I said, register the 3D printing rehab or 3D printer rehab project as a non-for-profit. And then you guys would be able to get some kind of little tax breaks too, just to help out as a thank you. I know a lot of people in the community just want to help. So please contact me, makermynexus@gmail.com. Send me an email with what you have, where we can meet up, and or how we can get that to me if you have something you want to send my way. But yeah, guys, we are now over the 2-hour mark. Tuesdays, Thursdays, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. we'll be working on printers and doing stuff. I'm probably, once that one's done, I'll send a picture to you, JPP. Let me know what you think of that part. If it looks good for you, I'll keep it running. I'm probably going to take that filament, toss it in the dryer anyway, just because it is ASA. It did come from Ziltech, and I don't know. I don't know its origin story, so probably toss it in the dryer for a little bit and then throw it back on the printer and run another part just to see the difference between the two. So I'll probably send you a here's what I got now, and then dry it and say here's what I got next, and then just run it. But guys, I do thank you very much. Bearded Bucket, dude, brother, love you, man. You are awesome. Thank you for being a membership gifter. I think you've given like 10 memberships now, so greatly appreciated, good sir. And yeah, guys, let me jump back to the big screen here for this. My usual, stay out of trouble, stay out of jail, happy 3D printing, and all the things. I'll talk to you guys Tuesday, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. That'll be when the next one rolls. So I'll see you guys then, and we'll kind of figure out which printer we're gonna actually start on for this rehab. We've got an Ender 3 and the CR10, and JPP has a Ender 3 as well. So we've got 3 printers to choose from for the rehab project. So bye guys. P.S. Somebody should really gift Bearded Bucket a membership. He's gifted like 10. So somebody's feeling givey. Bearded Bucket would be a good recipient. Bye, guys. See you Tuesday.